Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 123rd episode of the GeekVerse podcast.
That's the one.
Man, we got a good one. We're kicking off E3.
Wait, so is every E3 conference going to be...
Yep, that's what we did last year.
Wow.
I said this to Taylor.
That's disingenuous, if you ask me.
Not really, because look at when a TV show will have 2 episodes in the night, they don't say that's one episode if it's cut. They'll say it's like, episode 25 and episode 26, right?
That's true. Yeah, but why do we have to follow the traditions of Walking Dead and other low-quality
It'll look
shows?
better for our sponsors one day. We're like, man, these guys are up to 500 episodes. They've been plugging away for a while, you know?
Okay, fine. I'll allow it.
Anyways, this is the first cast for E3. E3 is why we started this podcast. We started a group chat to talk about E3 2 years ago, and now we're here talking about last year's lots of fun. I hope this year's lots of fun. I am Travis Snell. I have no nickname. Rest in peace, Adam West. Miss ya, love you. First Batman.
I was very sad to see that.
Yeah, so all our thoughts were this family. I'll talk about that more in another cast, but shout out to Adam West. And I'm joined by...
I am the Adam Hart caster, Dylan Muss.
I'm the dark side, Kirk McCutcheon.
Nice hat.
Thank you.
I'm the...
Galaxy Hero player.
Fuck that game. I'm the Grand Admiral Taylor Field.
You know what? One thing I just noticed, actually, like, obviously Taylor pretty much loves everything, but when he doesn't like something, it's not like it's not really good. Like I just like it. It's like that's the fucking worst thing I've ever seen. Like it's always a 0 out of 10.
And
like,
this is why for this cast,
it goes like 8 or like 7.5, and there's a 0. Like he skips everything in between that range.
this is why self-promotion for the rest of the week, and you should do our watch-alongs, because you can go back and watch our watch-along at the end. Taylor's loving all this Battlefront stuff, and like Galaxy Heroes. He's like, that's fucking awful. And they haven't even shown anything, they just mention it. So go to our YouTube page. We're watching all the conferences. You can watch along with us. We had some fun today. Taylor, overall, what do you think of the conference? Don't you name specific thing, but what do you think of just the conference overall from start to finish? Then we'll get into the specific games and items they showed off today.
For me, when they started off, like it was interesting. It was exciting, and then as it progressed, it went a little bit kind of downhill for me. I kind of lost interest. I wanted to grab like my phone and kind of go on Facebook at sometimes.
That's always a rating we have. Is this conference check phone worthy? You don't
Yeah.
want that. If you're going towards the phone, that's never a great thing.
Like I'm glad they kept Battlefront at the end, because I feel like if they showed Battlefront at the beginning, everyone would watch that and then would have left. I feel like people in the audience would have left after that too.
Actually, they're paid to be there.
Yeah, it's their job, so I don't
They
think
would
so.
get fired. Like the YouTube guy.
But you know, like I felt like that one host was just so monotone. As I said, like it was either his shirt or his voice is one of the
He's
two.
more vibrant.
Or both.
You had a real problem with this guy.
Dude, he was just so.
He probably loves Galaxy
monotone.
Heroes.
Fuck.
I just don't understand why you're like trash talking him for having a gray shirt.
Yeah, and
It
just
was-
the way he speaks.
It's just
After a YouTuber the whole week has been calling you out for looking like Rick Moranis, you're gonna take shots at how this guy looks?
I am, because apparently that's what we get a right to do when they're in that industry, according to
yeah.
Andre.
Back on track. The conference.
Yeah. So you know, like it was up and then down, and then it ended on a super high note until the very, very end. Which
Then
you
on
know,
Galaxy Heroes. I hate to break it to you.
But, I mean, I thought some of the games that they showcased were pretty cool. There were a few that I'm not gonna play, but that being said, I thought they were really neat, and it's cool to see them progressing in the way that they are. So I think overall it wasn't bad, but it definitely had a couple low moments.
Yeah, I think it was actually pretty good overall. Dragged on like maybe a bit too long. Like they obviously they showed quite a bit of gameplay for Battlefront, that they maybe didn't need to show all of it. And then like the sports games, they probably could have condensed that like maybe another 5 or like 10 minutes or so. Maybe that's a little too much, but like yeah, somewhere around there. But overall, I thought it was actually a pretty good conference. Good way to start us out.
I thought it was alright. I don't know. There was like, I felt like it was a little lackluster at some points. The Star Wars was obviously the best part of the whole thing. Need for Speed was cool too, and their little, what was it called, A Way Out? The little indie game.
A Way
No, yeah, way out,
Yeah,
yeah.
that looked pretty cool and stuff. But like everything else, I was kind of just like, okay, just like show a trailer. You don't have to like talk about it for so long. That was kind of annoying, but I definitely reached for my phone a couple times, so that was a rating on that one.
Was that during the sports games or the middle? Or...
I feel like it was when they were talking. Yeah,
A lot of talking.
yeah.
Yeah.
Overall, I found it was okay. It was just nothing blew my mind really.
Yeah, no, I'm the same. Like, I thought it was just an alright conference. I think it's to be expected because I don't get that hyped about EA. I just like, okay, I know what they're going to show, but I felt like every once in a while you could throw in something special and surprising. I know we got one like new IP, so we can talk about that a bit later, but there wasn't too much to talk about there. They didn't show, and I was 100% wrong. I predicted, they said, oh, we're going to show half an hour of Star Wars, and I thought they'd show at least something from. They have 2 Star Wars games in the work from different different developers, and I'm surprised we didn't even get an update or a teaser. Like, so that makes me wonder how far those games are actually out. Then, if we didn't see anything, and if that case, then I don't know. You didn't need to show a teaser last year, but
I mean, they did that for like Death Stranding. They showed
different scenario when you get Hideo Kojima from Konami. That's a bit different when it's like, hey, we got like one of the best developers in the world. Look at what he's doing. I guess with Amy Hennig and Uncharted, they could kind of do that because she's doing the Star Wars game. But I don't know. I thought there could have been more. I don't know how long the actual conference was. I'd have to check, but I think it could have been cut by 15 minutes each segment. They are doing, for some games, some of the stuff like I call the Ubisoft method of they show a trailer, people come up to talk about it, and they show like another scene or another trailer. And I don't think you need that. And lots of them were like, oh, showing esports or showing like those guys in the coat with the podcast or show talking. It was like, and that wasn't funny. Usually E3, lots of jokes don't usually hit, you know. So yeah, it's very cringeworthy. So I thought it was just all right, but this is also in the check the phone method. This is something that if we weren't doing this podcast, if I was working and missed it, wouldn't have felt too bad. It was fun because I get to watch with you guys, and it's always just fun E3 seeing stuff.
It's the start of the show too, right? So that's always exciting.
Yeah, so I like that. So I hope that this one's out of the way. Other than maybe like Ubisoft, which I'm actually interested in. We got some big heavy hitters, so maybe that's why they win on Saturday, so no one will forget about them. Because put this on the same day as PlayStation or Sony or PlayStation and Xbox. Yeah, this will be talked about the least. So. They start off with Battlefield 1 DLC. Anyone have anything to mention on that?
It looked pretty cool. For someone that plays Battlefield, it's definitely interesting. Seeing the nighttime maps, that was really cool, actually. I like that. I feel like it'll change a lot of the gameplay. Like, it'll be harder to see people in the distance, especially if you're trying to, like, snipe someone or something. So that was pretty cool. Did they show... I felt like they were trying to show, like, new, like, campaign missions. Because, like, the missions are called, like, war stories.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what
I didn't hear them use that term at all. Okay. That's the thing.
When they were talking about like the SAR and then that person was like talking, it kind of seemed like that's what it was. Because in the war stories, you just have like someone talking, and then you play like certain missions, and it's over. Like
yeah.
But like they might. I don't know if they did that for the last DLC. I didn't get it. But this DLC, it definitely looks a lot cooler than the last one. Now that I started playing again, I'll probably get the last one. And
do you think you'd get this one?
Yeah, for sure. I like the nighttime levels. That looked really cool. And the one, it was like snowy, I think. I forget what it was, but it was like a snowy map. It looked really cool, actually. I'll probably get that. Oh, and the spears. That looked sick on the horses.
The Russian army?
Yeah, it'll probably be incredibly OP, just like all horses are. But, it is what it is.
Are the horses OP?
Yeah, they just one-shot you.
Oh, wow.
And they have, like, armor, so you can't, like, shoot them. So you can, like, empty a clip in them as they're charging you. And
so they're kind of like tanks.
Yeah, kind of, but faster and more nimble, and they can snipe you, and they can,
do everything a tank can do better.
Do everything, yeah.
Well, about you guys? Obviously, you guys don't have Battlefield, but anything to add? I thought the night map looked cool, but that I know I won't be playing it, but I made sense that they showed it off.
It looks like a cool map. It wasn't like a huge announcement. I think it's fine to start off the show with that, just like some because I think that game did pretty well.
It sold well.
Yeah, so. I'm fine with it. Like, it didn't drag on too long, so I wasn't just, like, begging for them to move on. So, fine for me.
Yeah, see, that felt like a good show.
But it didn't, like, sell me on the game, right?
No.
Like, in no way did that convince me to go buy the game at all. So.
For sure.
I've spaced out, like, how many Battlefield games I've played. Like, I played 1942 back how many... Then the last one I played was 3 and 4. So, this one, I didn't get it right away, obviously. I still don't have it, but... Watching that, it actually really amped me up to want to play it, and
you're amped up a lot during this.
I was
conference
at some moments.
The end.
Like Battlefield 4, like it was very with its seasons pass and its content. Like it was here's a couple maps, here's a couple maps, here's a couple maps. But this time with this, it seems very cool that they're taking it on this new curve with like okay, here's 8 maps, all this new content with these weapons and vehicles and everything, and it seems much more in depth. And for me, seeing all of the co-op aspects where like all those people jumping off the blimp and all that sort of stuff, it just has me so pumped, and I think I'm gonna have to go pick up this game. And
really?
Yeah.
So that's really in the middle of November coming up though, with Battlefront and Assassin's Creed coming out. You're gonna make time for that?
Well, for me, like if it's just a game with multiplayer content primarily, because you said there's those missions you could do.
Yeah, there's like 6. I don't know if they have any.
They're not like connected. They're just like
it's just random.
Yeah, so then I'd be more inclined to pick up a game that has more just multiplayer because then I could just pop it in and just play the multiplayer aspect.
They also didn't drop a price. Do you know how much the first DLC was? Or the last DLC?
I want to say I think Yeah,
$20,
I don't
$30?
know. I want to
Yeah.
say 30, but I'm not sure.
And was there a
not looking
season?
that up.
Was there a season's pass with the game?
Yeah, there's season pass.
Okay.
I didn't get it, but
Yeah, I wonder how much that DLC is. 'Cause they didn't mention that, right?
yeah.
Moving on, we had esports talking about Battlefield. Like that was the
It was, like,
happening, correct?
competitive.
Yeah,
Started
like
on Battlefield
competitive.
and then it hopped into like the sports game.
It was this weird transition because he was talking about fans loving things that were like smaller and tighter, and then they just really went into esports, and maybe that's not smaller and tighter. Like in competitive games, that's something that's like growing right now and getting bigger. So for me, it was a weird, like we all mentioned, it's like kind of weird. And I thought, oh, maybe they were going to get into like a war story about something about that, or I don't know. And then they got into esports and competitive gaming, and
Weird transition. to say the least.
yeah, it was a fine little chunk. I don't think for the most part those usually work, and sometimes I feel like they pick random games. I'm not sure the community on this one. If it's a huge competitive gaming, you know, like they were showing off people winning
Yeah,
trophies.
I mean,
and
I
this and that.
follow esports generally, and I've never heard anyone talk about sports games. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really know what kind of communities they have, honestly, just because I don't play sports games.
They
like,
tried
at all.
last year. Remember one time with Madden, there was a huge chunk of the show.
Yeah, I
they didn't even
remember
show Madden gameplay. They just talked about being on esports and like making a
Mhm.
big deal. So they're
I
trying.
mean, I like that they're showing that off and nodding to esports in their conference. I think that's fine. I just don't like really have any interest in like esports for just sports games. It seems like kind of a weird concept for me. But I mean, if people are into it, then why not?
Mm-hmm. Oh, what was after that?
Didn't they hop into Madden right after that?
FIFA was after that, talking a lot about the.
I thought
new...
Madden was the first sports game. they
No,
showed.
I got it bullet pointed.
I think you did it wrong.
I did not do it wrong, 100%. Madden came later, trust me. Because remember, the
Okay.
Coats guys came out and talked pretty early on. With the Blazers, the Men in Blazers.
The Men in Blazers.
Anyways, they talked a lot about that. They had the Men in Blazers,
Legendary.
which I think were there for too long. I'm sure they're great, funny guys in real life. None of their stuff was really hitting for me, and it felt very awkward. It felt like it killed the crowd even more so. They talked more about some gameplay and some analog sticks, making it all new. And then they talked about Alex Hunter's returning. I'll start with you, Kirkland, because you're a resident FIFA guy. How do you feel about, obviously nothing like groundbreaking, but how do you feel about the showcase of the game?
It's funny because last year when they showed the journey mode, I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like you make your player, but you don't make your player. You just follow this one random guy that you don't know who he is and you don't feel attached to it.
Because you were really pumped about that.
Oh
when they
yeah,
showed
I was
off
really
last
pumped because
year.
I thought that you could make your own. But I see, in a way, it's kind of nice that they have the Alex Hunter guy because they can make it how you saw the interviews of real life people talking to them.
You can focus on.
Yeah, if you have your normal character, they're just like, oh, this guy, man, he's awesome. But here they're like Alex Hunter, this guy, and they have him his photos and everything. So I kind of see that, but for me personally, I'm not really that into that.
Yeah.
I remember my buddy, he bought the game. He's like, oh man, the journey mode's gonna be so awesome. You make your guy. And he played it. He's like, yeah, you just follow this one guy and it's awful. He did not put that much time into that game. So the return of it. Obviously, if people like that, then it'll be really cool for a lot of people. But for me personally, not really.
Yeah.
The gameplay looks cool, but I don't know, nothing groundbreaking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything for you to add?
Well, I mean, because in the previous FIFA games, did they have story mode where you could make your own character?
Yeah, you'd make your character. It would just be a regular sports game where you just make your character and then play along the season. But this is
I mean,
it's
I think it's
like
cool.
an RPG almost.
I mean, I think it's. I like that they're switching it up, trying some new stuff, because that's what the Fire Emblem games have been doing, actually. You make your own character for the first time in the last couple generations. And while I like that to an extent, I do like how if they make their own character, the developers, then they can really flesh out the story a lot more.
Totally. Make it,
And so it's kind of just different things. It's the creativity of the player and the imagination versus them just giving character actual development. Then again, I don't really know what kind of story and development you would have in a sport, in a soccer game. So because I just don't really play them, but I mean, if they're trying to, I did like that segment you guys were talking about where they had some interviews and people talking about this player.
It was fun.
I asked Kirkland, is that an actual human being or did they make this guy? So I thought at least the trailer for FIFA was decent enough.
Yeah.
Although gameplay looks just the same as it has for the last 15 years or whatever.
The story mode, I feel like they're trying to do a lot like what NBA 2K did, because I feel like 2K was the first game where you actually, it's an RPG story mode as opposed to just playing season games where there's cutscenes and you talk about like the people's life like outside of the game, and I feel like that's what they're doing a lot with the FIFA thing.
Yeah.
So it is cool, but like for me personally, it's not really something I'm interested in.
Yeah. And I've been watching the feeds and whatnot. They did say FIFA's going to be on the Switch this year, so good for you Switchers. So
they can be in the soccer field and run to the bench to play on their
of course,
Switch.
you know, play a game on the field, play a game at home, you know?
Exactly.
Taylor, you have anything to add?
I've never owned a FIFA game. I've always played it with my friends, and every time I've played it, it's so much fun to play with friends. Like, and seeing this, it's kind of got me tempted to actually pick it up. So
they really got you.
Yeah,
they really got me.
For a conference that you said was just kind of all right and had some high points, it seems like there's a couple games you're thinking about buying.
There's 4 games I like.
How many games did they show?
6.
They
Yeah.
showed
3 that I'm considering probably buying, and 2 that I probably would buy.
So this and Galaxy Heroes.
Fuck Galaxy of Heroes.
Microtransactions.
After that, we had Need for Speed, so we had 2 things. One, they showed off, I didn't catch the subtitle for that. Payback. So 2 stories to follow up, new Need for Speed, and a new awkward E3 moment, which was great.
Oh, yeah.
They brought up this YouTuber. He was talking, he was doing fine for the first 10 seconds, and he just stopped, and it was like dead air. Like, not actually, like he's just like, he's like, yeah, I think, and then so either...
This is awesome. That's
yeah,
awesome.
This is an awesome game. My homies, he kept that was his itch.
He has
kept
a lot of
bringing my
homies.
homies, yeah.
I
So
wish I had that many homies.
either his teleprompter went down, or something happened here. There was a
Froze.
script, yeah, he just froze, but it was really awkward, and
It was pretty funny.
He lagged.
yeah, it was...
And he was visibly salty.
oh, yeah.
He was like, I think he had a quick shot at the producers too. Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
It's my career on the line.
Because, yeah, that's it, because he, like I said to Kirkland, he knows that now in 5 years he's going to be one of those montages of, like, E3 awkward moments, you know? So, what do you guys think about the actual game? I thought it looked cool.
I
like,
thought it looked cool.
yeah, like...
Beautiful, very beautiful.
Yeah, you say that car games always look great. It looked fun, you know, they had little...
Car games. I call them racing games. You can call them car, they are car games,
Cars
but I would call them racing
I'm not
games.
lying, but yeah, no, like I would
The
never...
Cars game on the Wii, like Pixar Cars game, that was great.
That was
Yeah.
lit.
I would never buy it, but look cool, and I'm happy for the Need for Speed
Yeah.
fans that's back, and I like that it wasn't too long, other than the YouTuber guy's portion. Even if he hit it, that was a little long, because they just kept talking about all their friends playing, and I was like, okay, we get it, but him screwing up made it worth it, so that whole segment was a highlight for me.
When I was... Sorry, were you gonna go?
No, go for it.
Okay. When I was first watching it, I was like, yeah, it looks really cool. I don't think I'll buy it. But, like, seeing, like, a lot of the environment, how, like, they had, like, the explosion and, like, the broken cars and stuff, that looked cool.
A lot of fighting.
Yeah.
It looks like a Fast and
Yeah,
Furious movie.
exactly.
Yeah.
It does. You saw a lot of, like, tumbleweeds going through, like, a lot of...
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know. It looked like the
What's a
detail
game
was
without
there.
some tumbleweeds?
And,
Bad game.
like how Taylor said, like, the great storyline of Most Wanted, it actually, I don't know. I feel like I might see myself picking it up.
Yeah.
I like how it has, like, different characters. Like, you saw, like, how you're playing as the one guy, and then it transitions to that chick driving
A
the
little
other car.
GTA 5 action, you
Yeah.
know, switch over. And
I kind of like that. Yeah, I don't know. I think I'll have to wait and see more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because the only thing they really showed was that kind of desert sort of highway.
Yeah.
Like, so I would like to see what other kind of environments. You guys are saying that most Need for Speed games are kind of in the city.
I think they had, like, a clip of, like, a car driving through a city and, like, a couple other
Yeah,
clips,
they'll
but-
probably have that in
yeah.
some capacity.
Yeah.
My like personally for me, my budget for racing games is like 1 every 10 years.
Yeah.
So I definitely won't be buying this game. Dirt 4 just came out, so whenever I finally have some free time, that's probably the racing game I'll get, just because I really like the dirt games. But I think the gameplay for this one was pretty good. Like it didn't drag on too long. Like obviously that part with the YouTuber guy was kind of awkward, and they maybe shouldn't have just
I like that
maybe they
part,
should have
though.
just
I
not
like
done
that
that.
Yeah, it's
But
great
as for the
retrospective.
displaying this game, I thought that was well done.
Yeah.
So shouts to them.
The last Need for Speed I got was not the original Most Wanted, but that newer one they did,
Oh, yeah.
and it wasn't good.
No.
Really?
Since then, I can't remember the one that came out since then. I know there has to be one, but like for Need for Speed games, like the Carbon, Most Wanted had the best story I've ever played in a Need for Speed game, and this one looks
An
really...
absolutely amazing story. Quote Taylor when I asked
Yeah.
him, "Can these games have good stories?" He went, "Absolutely amazing stories." He
it's
blew out
funny.
of his
It's
seat.
funny because like when you think about it, it's like what the story could be like, and like when you play it, like all the story is just cutscenes. Like it's not like you
Yeah.
see anyone in the game, but like that's kind of like what they had back in the day. Like, I
Yeah.
remember playing that like GameCube.
Like you would think like how a racing game could have a good story, but it pulls it off really well, and so that's why I'm very intrigued by this game. Like For me, what would make this a great racing game, like obviously the scenery and the environments as the cars are exploding beside you.
Tumbleweeds.
And tumbleweeds, yeah, like that's really
Explosive
cool.
tumbleweeds.
But for me, what would make it good is
YouTubers.
a Need for Speed game for me hasn't really lately haven't had a lot of emphasis on like the police chases like Most Wanted did. So like in Most Wanted, you could drive through those water towers and just like have obstructions come down the cop cars. And for this, like when they emphasized how the girl was driving off and you see the whole fleet of the police there, I just thought, that's really, really cool. And
We're gonna even the odds. Payback.
I'm hoping that they get into that a bit, because if they do, like I'm not gonna buy it right away. I'd have to see more of like how they do like the driving with the police and the story.
I liked how they showed like you get like a scrap car and like turn into like a
Yeah.
supercar, and like it looks like they have a lot of customization, which
They did emphasize that. They said customization a lot.
They had a little. They were talking to some random guy playing. He didn't say a word. He's just like.
He was customizing his car, though. Remember? That's
Or
what they
was he?
no,
Or was he
no,
watching
no.
a video of someone else? who-
I heard he was playing some Galaxy Heroes on
the game. Fuck.
The other one thing I wanted to quickly mention is we were talking about this during the conference. They haven't had a Need for Speed game in a while. Like, at least I don't think so. I can't remember the last time. And obviously, it's probably not a game I would hear about just through my circles and whatnot. But still, it's been a while. Kirkland's gonna look up.
It has a large fan
Trev's
base
gonna beat me.
for the Need for Speed games.
Oh, you're gonna look up? No, I would prefer.
Does
you
it
to
though?
look
Like,
it
did the
up.
last Need for Speed, the last couple Need for Speeds, did they do well?
It
With the help
depends.
of my computer.
It depends what the last one was. I want to say it was Most Wanted, but I really don't
I
feel
feel like it was a
was.
remake of like Hot Pursuit or something.
Probably. Like
Hot
I just
Pursuit
Hot
HD.
Wheels.
they haven't
Need for
been
Speed.
good, but I mean, I always see like
That was Rocket League. They got the Hot Wheels.
I always see like memes and just people saying like they
Always
want
me.
they want a new like Need for Speed Underground 2 or a new Most Wanted, like something on that level that was great.
So wait, are you seeing people comment that or memes? Because how are they
Both.
memeing that?
It was just
like
called-
I tagged you in a meme.
I don't
for
think
it.
Taylor entirely knows what a meme is.
No, I think
I
he just
tagged you
links
in a
anything on the meme, like, oh, I read this great meme. You click it, it's like an article. Okay.
If anything is on the internet, it is now a meme.
Hey, I'm hitting you up with a meme. It's just a picture of Taylor.
So the last game came out in 2015. It was just called Need for Speed.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
They always go back to basics and just
I
hold
bet
it.
you know why that came out because remember they put out that movie
Yeah.
Need for Speed in 2015.
With,
yeah, Aaron
with
Paul.
Jesse.
I know
Yeah.
it did not do well. Yeah. You know what maybe could do well? A Way Out.
A Way Out.
Indie game. They talked about. It was weird though. They talked about EA Originals last year. They had a little montage.
Yeah.
Just
I
showed
was
this
expecting
one.
a little montage. Yeah.
Yeah, just showed this one. So clearly not too much in the bandwagon
No
for
Fate
EA
2.
Originals.
We're not getting Fate 2.
Yeah, no
this
Fate
year.
Maybe
2,
that's what they'll
going
show
on.
later today. I guess.
Maybe, yeah. They're doing a
I
whole
could see
day
that.
of play.
I could see that being something they don't do during the conference, but
Yeah.
I always like to have. I like because Microsoft's been doing that, and
Sony
I don't think-
did it for
did
years.
they?
They
didn't
the ones
do it
that
last year,
started.
though.
They don't need them anymore. That's why they don't do
but
them.
I do
They-
like when they have the indie game montages.
Yeah. Yeah. So what do you guys think about A Way Out?
Well, A Way Out, they said it's from the developers who made the game Brothers, a Tale of... I can't even remember the full...
Two Sons.
It's Tale of Two Sons. There you go. Brothers, Tale of Two Sons.
I think that's it.
And it was actually... It's a fun game. Like, it's...
two tumbleweeds.
I don't think it's a game I would replay, and it's certainly just like a more of a $10, $15 kind of game. But it was really like clever storytelling. It was fun because you have your controller and like each control stick and like buttons on either side control like the separate character, and you kind of simultaneously control two characters and
Original
So-
gameplay.
and solve puzzles and things like that. So the twist this time is that instead of you controlling two characters, you and a friend team up and control two characters. And I
They
guess
emphasize couch co-op.
they emphasize
Yeah.
couch co-op, and I think even
I
if
love
you play the
couch
game
action.
online, you still have like the split screen
Yeah.
factor of it, so you can see what the other person's doing at all time. I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on this game
Yeah.
because experiences like this, like me and Tyler from the GeekVerse, like we've been looking for games like this, like good like co-op games. It's actually hard to find, like especially these days because
Totally.
couch co-op is
Yeah.
so much less popular. So I think this game looks cool. Story wise, it was a little all over the place. I don't really know what I'll be getting into, but it just looks like a fun co-op experience, and it's from a company that I've played a game before that had like really good storytelling in a really clever way.
Beast
So I would say I'm excited for this game, and I'm definitely gonna keep my eye on it for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
It's not a game I'll be getting. I thought it would look good. I think for me it was like the story was kind of all over. It's like I thought it's about them escaping prison. It's like they do, and then it's about them reconnecting with their family, and it's like they bump into some people. It's like kind of all over. I'm like okay, and like the premise of the game for me wasn't like I'm not looking for that game to. I think the base of the game is going to be you team up to escape places or to do things, and for me, I'm
yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, and that's why for me it wasn't enough of a hard sell to be this is something I really want to be on the radar. I'm not big in the independent games already, but it wasn't. I thought it was a good trailer, and actually a lot of people I saw one of the only games reception what I thought looked really cool. So I think it's on people's radar. Just nothing for me that blew up, but who knows in a year or whenever it comes out, maybe it's something cool. But yeah, I thought it was it was cool. I liked the guy presenting it too.
It's kind of gameplay that AAA developers aren't doing, right?
Yeah.
So it's just a perspective that you don't really get, and that's what I like about indie games in general is that they can kind of do things that I guess the meta of games isn't really talking about. So.
Yeah, and I liked honestly because we talked about commerce. I liked the presenter that he screwed up a couple times. We weren't sure if that was prompt or not, but it's he rolls. He's oh wait, I'm gonna get this, and he's well, okay, I got it. I like that. I don't like when it's the superficial talk to you. I get there's investors there, so I do get it, but I like people that are a bit more loose, so I like the whole presentation game, and it didn't take too long. They did that thing again, though, where they did the trailer talk on another scene, so it was kind of... I didn't like that overall, format, but I thought it was a good little chunk. So.
Yeah, I liked it, too. Like you said, the guy definitely felt genuine. He definitely had a lot of passion.
It's gonna be a great...
You can definitely tell the difference between, when they get, a YouTube personality or even, a CEO of a company, and when they get someone who's, a lead developer.
Yeah.
I mean, when they get... Harvey Smith, the Dishonored developer, up there, you can really see the difference, right?
Yeah.
Oh, totally. The trailer, I thought it was okay. Like you guys said, it probably could have been a little bit better. It was kind of all over the place, but I feel they're just trying to jam a lot of things in there just to get everyone's, I don't know, their feel for it.
Right.
I like the idea how, because normally a game, if you're just one guy, it's just I kind of want to just experience it by myself. But I do like how they emphasize a lot on couch co-op, because a lot of games now, I feel it's one player, and then it's just online. They don't have couch co-op. So, like you said, you and Tyler were looking for a game like this. It's funny, my other friend Tyler, we're kind of looking for a game like this, because we love games that...
Parallel Universe.
Yeah.
Everyone on GeekVerse has a friend named Tyler that play co-op games.
Yeah. It's cool, though, because it's a lot of games, like you said, AAA games, they're not like this. And, I love indie games. They're always super unique, and a lot of times it's kind of a hit or miss. But this one looks like it's really well made. It's really polished well, I think. And I think the story seems interesting enough for me. I think it's definitely something I want to follow and I want to get into. I want to see the price point.
That was something I'm curious about, too. Is it a full price game? Is it a $40 game?
But, it's definitely on my radar, and I could see myself playing it, for sure.
Like you guys said, the price point, it depends on the price for me. The story looks really, really good. I'm always down for couch co-op, but I really want to play it, but at the same time, I don't want to buy it. I feel like it's a game that
I steal it.
I could go down to the local Blockbuster.
You're gonna make Ruben buy it, and you're gonna go
or
play
you force your friend to buy it, and then you just go play
That's
couch co-op.
That's the way you do it. Yeah,
that's what I'm gonna do.
I'll be the guy who bites the bullet. And buys it. Okay, I'll do it.
And then we just play couch co-op with you, and then you just play it 9 times.
Exactly. All of the possibilities.
So this is when they talked about Madden, and to me, there's not too much to add about Madden. They talked about this, talked about that. It looks a little bit better. I'm a Madden fan. I like Madden. I might actually get it this year because I kind of like the car thing, but I do every 3 years. Okay, time to get a new sports game,
Yeah,
So that was cool. They really emphasized this is when they talked about and they shoehorned in Scorpio a little bit. And they talked about there's more to the future. This game would look really great in Scorpio. Using those same buzzwords again of powerful console and 6 teraflops. Again, that's why I'm very excited for tomorrow because we really just don't learn anything new about this console. Every time something it's an amazing console. Why? They're the teraflops, the power. And it's that's great, but I can still play Madden on the PS4. It's gonna look a little less better. Oh well.
I think
before you go. And then
I'll let you finish.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce. And then they also talked about a new IP while they were talking about Scorpio, and they showed a little trailer, and they talked about this game called Anthem. Not really anything guys in heavy machine and stuff. And they did not say this. Is what we'll have to wait. They did not say exclusive. They just said they'll show more. Yeah, and that's something on my hashtag Travis Told You So counter that I said Xbox will show some games that they have. Not the exclusives to, but to the DLC, to things like that. And I think that could be one of them. I don't know. I think that Anthem game is maybe a year away or something like that because it was very quickly talked about. It's oh, there's a new IP. We love new IP. It's on Scorpio. It looks great. and they showed a cinematic trailer, you know. So I don't think maybe even next year, like March, but not. I don't know. So now, what did you want to say?
I was just gonna say another thing they made a point of saying was like the Scorpio. This is the perfect time for it. I think that's what they said. Like,
yeah, because Xbox needs it.
well, they need it. Yeah,
it, is
but I
the
feel like-
it is the perfect time.
I feel
of a
like
big
just
time.
they really made a point of emphasizing that. Like for I think they were talking about Madden at that time.
Yeah, that is sounds like the DCU guys being like, this is the perfect time for Wonder Woman. We were sitting on this one, but now it's time to put it out there. We not when we needed good reviews, but what did you think about Matt? A little bit of Mountain, and what do you think about Anthem? And then we'll go.
I don't know. I'm not really a Madden kind of fan. I mean, I played it with friends, and I don't enjoy myself.
Oh wow.
It's definitely at the bottom of the barrel for sports games for me.
Ooh.
Just because you suck, Taylor.
It's a big
doesn't
barrel.
mean
It's a big barrel. Madden's
all the way
way
at
at the bottom.
Jeez, can't even find it.
But in regards to Anthem, I wasn't sure really. I was trying to figure out like what the kind of gist of it is, and when you see the wall kind of around, like surrounded by forts and the scratches in the wall, and then you see like that weird like creature, and then you see the exosuit or whatever. I thought, this is actually a really cool idea. I love that kind of like.
What's the idea, though? That's my thing.
It's like this alternate kind of world, and you have. It's like futuristic, but it has the past kind of colliding, where it's like whatever.
Like a great PS4 selling title this year, Horizon Dawn.
No, not Horizon Dawn.
That's what that game is.
Yeah, but this has exosuits, no robotic animals.
That
It's
was
like-
my thing. I was sold until I saw that. I'm like, we have Crackdown supposedly coming out soon. We have Halo. It's just like, oh, another big bulky guy in armor. I was like, oh, that was kind of lame. I was really disappointed when they showed that.
Xbox fans love armor.
Yeah, and that to me is like, when
X-Men.
if it's not exclusive, doesn't matter. That's fine. But if it is an exclusive, it turns out that to me was like, oh, it's just like it just feels like they're going for the same fans, and you need to go for new fans right now. You know,
I understand that, but I mean, at least for me, I'm happy because like I don't care about each character having bulky armor. It's the story, and if you have like these people fortified up in this small little city with a wall, and all they have are these people that have to venture out in these suits, and for some reason, I'm assuming it's on Earth or another planet. You have these crazy creatures. For me, that's
Are you
just
talking
sets
about
it up.
Fallout? They're inside somewhere. There's bad stuff outside. They gotta go out in an exoskeleton suit to protect them. There's crazy creatures out there.
Yeah, but it's not post-apocalyptic right now.
Oh, we don't know that. We don't know that yet.
No,
That's true.
not nuclear.
I'm just saying. I want to see more from that
Yeah.
game, but right now, and because it's EA, could feel a little like it feels like it'd be a little generic. Of like, oh, this game would have been cool in the 360 era. You know, like
piggybacking on what you said, like I feel like it almost has the same feel of like a Titanfall game.
yeah,
Where
and it's like we just did
Titanfall
this.
was EA,
Yeah.
and it's like it's definitely something unique and different. But like Titanfall, it was a good game. Supposedly, I've never played it, but it did fall short because there
Yeah.
are titles that like take the cake for a lot of people,
Mhm.
and I feel like it'll kind of be the same thing. I mean, I haven't seen anything
We'll have to
about
see.
it. All
Yeah,
I've seen
it's
is
just that
cinematic
vibe.
teaser,
It's like
yeah.
it didn't. The beginning was like when they showed the walls with the
Mhm.
scratches and like kind of weird birds. That's like, oh, this looks something new and fresh for EA. But then when they showed like the heavy like bro exo armor, I was like,
the bro armor.
well, that's what I was like. The guy, I was like, oh, I can't wait to this game. That's why I was like, oh, I was a little disappointed. I was like, okay, an Anthem, sure, cool title. I
Yeah.
love anthems.
I wonder what their anthem is gonna.
I
be.
mean, I don't really have an opinion on the Anthem yet. I'm curious for tomorrow. I really want to see what
Yeah.
it is.
Watch him not mention at all. I mean, it's like, what the fuck, guys? Who set you up?
Or there's just like a quick montage of just, like, the same clip.
Yeah.
As for Madden, I don't really like football. I don't like Madden games, so I have
So I've heard.
no opinion. No opinion on that. Not gonna waste my time. Not gonna waste your time talking
Oh,
about
look what I found.
Dylan's gonna be playing some Madden tonight. It should be
it. Fuck
exciting.
me, yeah.
Go for
I'm gonna
it.
forfeit. and
Hashtag
I'll-
Gauntlet.
Go for Madden. I've bought a couple Madden games. I think I had one on like Sega. I had one
Oh, wow.
on like PS2, I think, and then I had one on GameCube. So I feel like
Oh,
I've
it's
got
been a
one.
while.
Yeah. So actually, no, that's a lie. I got one on PS3, but I didn't buy it. My buddy bought it.
I was
and
gonna
just-
say,
I
yeah,
just
they
stole
are
it from his
really
account.
smooth on next gen.
Yeah.
That's why I love them. They are some of the smoothest sports games. Where that's where I find some games, like that's where I find sometimes hockey games aren't the smoothest, and I found some of basketball games not. Not if you love Madden or not, but I think Madden's controls are really smooth,
Yeah.
and it doesn't feel glitchy or buggy. It feels like you are playing with these fake little people. You know, like
Mhm.
it doesn't feel like it. You can play it and be like, oh, I'm playing a real football game instead of like, oh, it takes me out like there's some game thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for sure. And like Madden or football in general, it's not my biggest sport, but I just love all sports games, and they're just super fun to play.
Yeah.
With people or just by yourself. I know they have pretty good story or career mode, I guess it would be. But I could see myself picking it up just because it's been a long time since I
Yeah, I'm
have
in that boat.
got
Yeah.
one.
Classic.
I'll have to see like did they show anything about the game itself, or
They
just
show-
like competitive mode and like
They showed the story mode or whatever at the beginning.
Yeah, they
of
showed a
that
lot of
character.
press
That's what I
conferences.
missed.
It
That's
was
what I
really
missed.
quick, the Madden stuff actually, and because they showed some esports stuffs again. They showed the conference and like career mode. They talked about being good in Scorpion. Then they went into Anthem. Like the transitions in this conference were actually a little weird. Now we talk about it.
Mhm.
Like usually you get that break, lights go down, and like
The
new
new
trailer.
person,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's like when they did the Battlefield, like we love short contained spaces or short and tight, and then they went over, and it was very strange transitions this conference. So then after that we had NBA. They showed that off for a little bit.
NBA,
Anything to
a
add?
classic basketball game.
I don't got anything to add. Look,
I don't have anything to add.
happy for your NBA people. Still looks they really emphasized something about slow motion this time around. I was just kind of that's when I was starting to check.
I
out a
will
bit.
I will say that was a weird little demo. Like they cut to these
Yeah.
dudes.
That
I
was
mean,
really
I don't
weird.
know who these dudes are. It doesn't really matter. And then
They're
they showed like
They're homies,
they showed
actually.
a 5-second clip of the game over the course of like 1 whole minute. Like a really I don't really know
Yeah.
what that demo was trying to show.
He was going between the legs with the ball.
I think they're just trying to.
Right,
show,
but I don't know why. Like
I don't know.
I was a little confused. Like I was kind of confused what they were trying to show me exactly.
I think just
Like what are you trying to show?
There's
off?
a new
Yeah.
NBA coming out
Yeah.
this fall.
I guess so.
That's
Oh, yeah,
about
like very weird
The thing
marketing.
with that is like I feel like NBA Live has been like the Pez to FIFA.
It is, yeah.
Like 2K. Like,
That's
'cause-
why it's not the top.
Yeah, because
brand,
I've always
so.
been getting like 2K games. Like I've gotten so many, and they're so amazing. And like seeing this trailer, I'm like, this is just like an attempt at being like 2K. Like the court mode, they've had that in 2K for like a couple of years now.
Yeah.
The ball handling thing, which was like that 5-clip thing, or the 5-second clip thing where he just like puts it through his legs. Like that was in this game for 2K that came out last
Mhm.
year. So it's like for me, I'm like, yeah, I'm not touching this. Like I got 2K.
Well, yeah, I feel like that always happens. I always remember, like, when my friends that were really in the NBA, when that would come to conference, I was always checking out moments, always, like, kind of, like, making fun of it a bit, because it's just, like, it's never going to be 2K,
Yeah.
you know? So it's, like, they're going to try, because, you know, they'll sell it. I wonder how those games do sell, the non-2K
Yeah.
ones.
I'm
But they're
not
still
too
making them every year, so...
Exactly. You must
you
have
know.
something following.
Yes, and then finally they said we're going to get a half an hour of Star Wars content, and that's where I made my prediction. We're for sure getting a trailer. Didn't get that for anything else, so then we got Battlefront trailer. We saw some footage. That girl came out who's playing the main character. She did a lot of talking about like just, like game modes and whatnot. And then
She was really happy to be there.
she was, and I liked that. Then again, it was like the Way Out guy. I was like, I could tell she generally like liked
Yeah.
it and was, you know, she was tearing up. So, and then they showed a long extended cutscene. Gameplay, not cutscene. A long, like probably
It was just like a
15
battle.
minutes. Yeah, it was like a
full battle.
Yeah, like a match or something. Taylor, we can start with you. You're super
You know,
hyped.
like I felt good just being able to be here and judge this whole conference. And as soon as she walked out, I felt like I shrunk in my chair. Like she intimidated me.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
it's like holy
Yeah,
shit.
that Empire.
I could make a joke, but I'm definitely not gonna.
I know that
Something
joke.
about growing in the
Yeah.
chair, but you know that's for another audience.
That's
you
for
know.
Bethesda.
That's
Yeah,
for,
yeah.
that's for
Check-
after hours.
Check out GeekVerse after
After
hours.
After 8.
After
18 plus. After
Yeah.
Taylor time.
Gotta give us $1.
Yeah, no, after she came out and was just kind of like announcing and talking about Battlefront, I was just getting much more like anticipated and excited to see what was going to happen. And then with the multiplayer trailer, I was just flabbergasted. I was
Flabbergasted.
so pumped up, and I thought. Like I was already going to get the game, but now I'm gonna
You're
be
gonna buy
there.
it for sure.
It was always a for sure, but I mean I'm gonna pre-order it the minute that they start accepting pre-orders. Like I'm gonna just.
I think they are accepting them now.
Well, excuse me then.
Probably like a summertime beta.
Probably, yeah, because they did say the beta. So I mean I'm gonna
But
be.
was that for everybody, or was that for?
If you pre-order,
Probably
you get the beta.
pre-orders.
Okay.
They didn't
Bonus
say
is really
specifically PlayStation or Xbox. I was looking for that.
They did draw the forces with PlayStation, so you
Yeah.
know that's cool.
Yeah.
No, I always like that.
Could also
Little salt.
But I mean
yeah,
I
EA's
played,
playing both sides, hey? They had a little bit of X.
Yeah,
a little bit of
yeah.
PlayStation.
I played like so much Battlefront 1. I've lost so much content for that. So to see this with all these new features.
Did you say you've lost so much
I've
content?
unlocked.
Oh, okay. Like a
I've
corrupt
seen
I
game
think you got a
file.
virus or something over there.
I'm like,
Oh,
oh, it was
no,
all
no, I don't
online. How
have-
do you lose anything?
I don't have
It's been on
guns anymore,
servers.
guys. I just got grenades.
Fist fighting.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll shield.
But yeah, no, just when they talked about like Yoda's star card and then just being able to see the character classes.
Can you explain what a star card is real quick?
In the first Battlefront, star cards are like they're like you put them with your character and you get like portable shield. You can get like specific weapons like a Wookiee bowcaster
So like
kind of
power
stuff.
ups in a way.
They're like special power ups. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm wondering how that's gonna play. Like if you could be a clone trooper and if you could use Yoda's lightsaber all of a sudden. I don't know if
No.
they'll go that far fetched
That'd be
with
cool.
it, but that would be wickedly
You
cool.
can do the Force Awakens thing where he whips out that like electric
Yeah, that
Whatever.
sword or whatever it was.
Energy sword.
I think the way that they
Tumbleweed
Tumbleweed Killer, the way they introduced it, where they showed the First Order Stormtrooper, then the Imperial Stormtrooper, and then the Clone Trooper, like it's just, you're just like, holy shit, this is so cool, and how they connected all the eras together like that, and they really showcased the prequels in such a positive way, in a way that it should have been presented. I mean, and I know that
They
it's
had Phantom
like
Menace right in the middle there. When
they had Phantom Menace, yeah, and that was very bold of them. I was
so
like,
worried,
oh, where
too.
the fuck is this going?
They had A New Hope, and then it went like on the left, and they had Phantom Menace. I was like, whoa, right in the middle.
That's a big jump there.
But I mean, after that, and when they showed, like, I very much liked the whole amount of time they spent showing the gameplay. And normally, as I said before, like, I don't like gameplay videos too much when, especially like in a conference. I would much rather them show and talk about the content than show the gameplay another time, like you said.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, seeing the whole 20 versus 20 battle and getting to see Boba Fett, Maul, Han Solo, Rey, all these characters jump in, and then blowing up Theed Palace, just, it was so interactive with seeing all these features, and it's blown me away. I'm sold. Totally sold.
Going on like what you said, how they had the gameplay, I agree with you. I feel like they should have done what they did last year for Battlefield 1, where they did it after. Because I felt like it would have just cut it so much shorter. And like when you had at the end of the gameplay, when those people were just talking for like,
well, they did their
however long
end.
that was.
Oh
It
yeah,
felt like forever.
oh
And
yeah,
I was
the
like,
table,
yeah.
right? And they were just like, "Oh, I can't wait to get this in November. This
Yeah.
is so cool." That was
And
like,
they started talking about Galaxy Heroes, and then it was just like,
yeah,
the comments could have ended, and then we could have just watched the gameplay.
yeah. No, I agree. I think you could show some gameplay, but I didn't need to that extent. Like I would have gone and sought that out. I don't think it was bad gameplay. I thought it was great. I'm buying this day one. I already said if they did improvements to the first one, which I liked, I would get it. All the improvements there. As far as the story, we knew that already, but that looks great. I liked they really stressed the DLC having themes, which I think is a smart idea. So the first DLC pack is going to be Last Jedi. It's going to be Finn and Captain Phasma, and then they very, very much stress that there's going to be a lot of free DLC. I don't think it'll all be free DLC, but I think they seem to stress the majority of it was going to be free DLC. So, and my last point on it was, I think the gameplay looked great and Maul and everything like that. The biggest thing that I took away that I really liked was they were on stage talking about the problems that people had with the first game. To me, usually you see a company present it, and then you come to a show like us where we talk about the problems of Battlefront 1. For them to have their host saying, like, man, I really want a campaign. Man, that DLC was a killer. Stuff like that. Like, stuff that felt natural and felt like people were actually saying this stuff. It wasn't just like a fake narrative. I thought that was really ballsy, and I haven't seen that in a while when a company or developer will come out and kind of admit mistakes. They'll do it in like an article or like a comment, but on E3 stage when millions of people are watching around the world, I found that really refreshing, and I do think they're taking a big approach with the game. I think this game's going to sell like gangbusters. I'm very excited for all the content. I think that's smart. We did like the Friday the 13th review, and I think constantly adding content to this game will do the same thing. If you do that, people will continue to play and come back. And to me, and you said this, Taylor, Battlefront the last year or 2 years ago felt like a stepping stone to get to this. Also, they won that with the movies. This feels like the real complete game. I disagree with you. You said this is going to be support for years. I don't think so. I think it'll be support for 2 years. Like I think 2 years we'll get another Battlefront. I don't see them stopping that. I don't think because just the way they're already going Battlefront, Battlefield, Battlefront. I don't think. When would that be? 2019. I don't think they're gonna be like, and we're still doing DLC.
My counter to that is, look at what GTA has done, right?
True.
Constantly just putting out free content for people to play, and it's stayed in like the top 10 for like, isn't it like the greatest selling game of all time?
It's one. I think it's still like it's in the top 5 because there's Minecraft still above and like
Minecraft.
Tetris technically.
Yeah, so it's pretty ridiculous, and so I could see with Star Wars. When the new Han Solo movie comes out, have young Han as add some new characters, and then even you could do like episode, I guess
9.
You could like if they want to, like I don't know, because that could sell the game, right?
They could.
That could bring like sales for the game for like a year or two after.
It could. I just don't know, just because it's EA and they're saying this nice stuff about like, oh, we're gonna provide this DLC, but they've been notorious with being very bad with DLC. So it's great they're being good with DLC now, but to me, they already pump out a Battlefield every 2 years. I could be wrong. I just have a feeling, and because it's Star Wars, they're gonna want to milk that. So I would like them to support that. I would love that, but I think GTA and Star Wars, even though it's Star Wars, is hard to compare because GTA is gaming wise. They know when, you know,
Well,
GTA
Rockstar is an exception.
yeah, they know when GTA 6 comes out, people are gonna buy and like gangbusters. Where Star Wars, I still feel like they want to capitalize while the movies, like the trilogies, are still going on while there's a lot of hype. Because after the trilogy, I could see hype kind of going down, being like, oh, we're getting an anthology or spin-off. So I would love them to. I just, you know, I think they won't. But I was wrong with my prediction about there being a trailer for a new game today. So don't listen to me.
Going on like that, like for something like if they want the game to last that long, I feel like. For it to last that long, I feel like the gameplay has to be like really exceptional. Because if you play a game for so many years, like eventually, if it's just the same like premise or like how you play it is the same, like I feel like it would get boring. And it just by adding like new content, I feel like it doesn't help that fact. Like something like GTA, like there's so many different things you can do.
Yeah.
Like you can do bank robs and then you just like go do like biker gang. Like it's totally different, but it's the same game. It's just like I feel like. GTA, like you said, Rockstar's the exception. Like, they can just do whatever the hell they want.
Mm-hmm.
But for
like
Star Wars, like, Star Wars, like, if they want, like, I don't think just, like, lasting it until, like, 2020, 2019, with, just by adding, like, new skins, or, like, new, I don't know, new characters, I guess, that kind of helps. But, like, yeah, I don't know. Like, for me, it's kind of hard to see them lasting that long, especially, like you said, it's EA. Like, they just pump out new stuff.
Yeah.
I almost feel like multiplayer shooters, though, kind of can get away with that.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like people play multiplayer shooters by just, like, look at, like, Overwatch. Like, they'll add a new character every few months. People still playing that. Like, Halo games, Call of Duty games. People will play those for years after, even with just, like, a couple maps.
Yeah, true. The thing, like... For, like, Battlefront, I haven't played the new one, so I don't know exactly what it's like, but for, like, Battlefield 1, like, I feel like there's a lot of, like, a high skill cap, so, like, what's Battlefront like? Like,
it started at, you could get to 50, and then they updated so you can go, I think, over 100 now, and they have tons more stuff you can
Yeah, but for, like,
access.
the gameplay itself, like, is there any point where it's just, like, all you do is just, like, point and shoot, or is there, like, actually...
There's sometimes, which that's why I think... They did take a block to talk about the game. They said they've redone it or different ground up. They used some sort of term. So I think the gunplay and gameplay and combat will be better. But yeah, the first one, I think it's pretty basic. I think it's good enough. I think some people took it to task, but I think it was like good enough, but nothing that you're gonna play for years to come.
Yeah.
Where hopefully this one's a bit more smoother.
This one, like, just by looking at the trailers, like, I haven't played it, like I said, but, like, it just looks...
It looked more equivalent to other shooters.
The first one definitely seemed a lot more bare bones compared to this one already.
Yeah, it looked like just like something to put with the movies of like.
And I think it was, because it sold very well and it was smart, right? And Battlefront hadn't been around for a while, so.
On your note of you saying like adding extra content, like the Battlefront 1, I know for sure they added like a couple game modes. Like Frontline is a new game mode that they added. So I mean, it's nice to know that there isn't just the limitation of skins and characters, but there are new game modes and things that they can add in that sense.
Yeah.
And to back up the fact that I think like they're probably, I really feel like they're not going to do a Battlefront at least for a long time again, because I mean if they're covering all three eras, the third era hasn't ended yet. So if you look at where they are in the timeline, that's why you put
Battlefront 3, because you could put it after episode 9.
That would be very sneaky though.
That's why I think they would do it. It's EA.
E
I know, but I feel like that
you just described them to a team sometimes.
They showed us those two other Star Wars games. So once they have Battlefront 2 released, focusing on the content that we get up until episode 9 and whatever's in between, then whenever that's wrapping up, they have the other two games they can put up, and people will still be playing Battlefront 2.
Because like what you're saying, just piggyback on what you're saying, because if they did like a third game coming up for episode 9, and then for this game they already have it going all over the eras, like I feel like it would have to be just about that era, where because if they bring back all this stuff, it's just like it's almost like a DLC, really. Like, they have all this stuff that they're just taking over the next game, just with the next movie.
Well, the only thing they could say, though, with the next game coming out after Episode 9, they could say, oh, we want to make another canon story, right?
Yeah,
so
that's the other thing.
That's the thing that, now they introduce story, I think it's a catch-22. People are like, oh, yeah, there's story, but that's another reason for them to turn around in 2019 and be like, oh, we want to create a new story, you know? Like, they can add a DLC story, but even GTA, when they add the Battle of Gate Tony, like, they're always much smaller than what the main game is, right? Like, they're very small, and I don't think EA is going to do something to the equivalent of like what this story is going to be. So they could be like, oh, now we're going to make a story between 5 and 6 where you can play as Luke and Han Leia or whatnot. Like, they can do things still, so that's the thing. I would like to see it. I think you made a good point with there's 2 other Star Wars games, so that could help, but I'll be interested to see in the next few years what happens.
Either way, for the purposes of this game itself, it seems like, obviously now they're implementing a story mode, and it seems like there was a lot more content there from the get-go, plus additional free content. It seems like this game itself will be a good value regardless of whether or not they make that game after episode 9 anyway.
Yeah. No,
So
I
that's
agree.
good.
Yeah, I think this one will be, even though the first one did review well, I think this one will be much more favorable to people. And I could see more people buying it, like you, if you tried it
Yeah,
out.
I'm already a lot more likely to buy this game just
Yeah,
because
me
it
as well.
seems like it has a lot more depth to it. And
The story mode's a big seller for me.
it looks like, it just looks like fun. Looks like there's a
Yeah.
lot more to do, and the story mode is also a big selling point. It's always nice to have a story mode as well.
Mhm.
Yeah. Especially in something like Star Wars, because for me, it's like COD, it's like, you can take it or leave it. But Star Wars, you can have fun with it, and plus they're saying it's going to be this canon story that is a real thing. I imagine it might have something to do with the First Order being built, because it's about a bunch of bunch of Empire scum being left out after the Rebels destroy the Death Star, right? So I can see that. They've said you can play as Luke, Kylo, I think Rey. I don't know 100%, but I think those were in the
story.
canon.
Oh,
Yeah. But I know Luke and Kylo for sure. So clearly, there's a point of at some point it's going to coalesce with the Force Awakens. So
That's another thing that has me so amped up about the story mode, because like
amped up again.
Yeah, all the canon that we know of is gone, and there was so much built up. That's why I'm excited I got my Thrawn book now, because it's all this new stuff and story that we're finally getting to learn. And
You mean the
there's-
extended universe is gone?
Yeah, the old canon, whatever, extended universe. Yeah, but so it's nice to have all of this new information coming in, because really, when you think about it, we really don't know anything anymore. So it's nice to fill in the gaps. We don't. It's
We're
true.
getting deep.
Yeah. And then you want to talk about Galaxy here?
That
I'm joking.
game.
They just mentioned
Oh.
it, then they thanked everybody and whatnot. Anybody have anything else to mention on Battlefront?
Well, I just wanted to say that, like, obviously they did a lot of gameplay, and I always like to see gameplay in these conferences, because I think so many games can be so deceiving if you see a trailer for it, and then you see actual gameplay, and there's, like, a big discrepancy, so I like to see at least some gameplay. I think they did a little bit too much, but the trailer itself was really good.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, for someone who's like doesn't just rave about anything Star Wars, like it needs to be something good
As
as well
Star Wars
as.
shirt.
Yeah.
I am wearing Star Wars.
Yeah,
It's
we're
a
not,
really,
yeah.
it's a really comfy. It's a nice comfy tee. So I don't remember what I was saying exactly, but it was a good trailer. That's what I wanted to say.
Yeah.
One more point I'll throw out. Thing that really sold me on it was I like how you saw 2 heroes on a team, which they never had before.
Oh, yeah.
I'm assuming they didn't have it on the last game.
No.
Just
You
one.
can-
And I love how they have like the heroes aren't attached to their teams, so it's like Darth Maul for whatever.
They were the droids, the Separatists.
I think he actually was on the Separatists in the movies,
Yeah.
but like you saw Boba Fett.
But
for
Boba Fett
example.
wasn't with the clones,
Yeah.
even though he's like technically.
Like that was really cool to see, because it's like some variation as opposed to just being like, oh, I got the clone army. These are the heroes I get to use. Whereas
Well,
opposed, like,
Yeah, when
I
it's
can be on Luke with the droids, for example. Like I think that's awesome.
when it's not story mode or canon, it's like why bother? When
Exactly,
It's like you
yeah.
gotta play Darth Vader against it's like
That's
it's
like
a video game.
That's like saying,
Who
oh,
cares?
like the good guys have to win this battle. Right?
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, that's why for me, like, I'll give it a shout out. That's completely it. But that's why I always love Disney Infinity when it's like, oh, you're taking these things that don't go
Totally, yeah.
together, but it's a video game, so who cares? Like, it's just for fun. So
Yeah, like Rey and Maul fighting at.
like something you're never gonna see. You're never gonna see. And
Yoda
why?
and Maul, that was
Yeah,
cool.
why is Rey back 100 or 1,000 years? But it's like, who cares? Like, this is just for fun, right?
So I'm
Like-
not getting that game. I don't like
it doesn't look good for me. I can't have
That
her
doesn't
back that
make
far.
sense.
Yeah. Well, last year we did this. I'm not sure if you're going to do this, Dylan, because your rating
I will,
scores.
yeah.
Okay, so we did out of 5. So it was 5 was a great conference. 4 was a good to very good, whatever you say. 3 was decent. 2 was bad, and 1 was awful. Luckily, last year no awfuls. We had Ubisoft, all of us except for Taylor, I think gave it a 2 because it was pretty long. But no, awfuls, and only 1 5-star last year was Sony because they had the greatest press conference of all time.
It's pretty good.
Part 2 is gonna happen. So I'll start because you can go last. I'll give it a 3. I think it was just decent. It wasn't bad. There's some fat I would have trimmed of it, and there's games that I don't really like, but I thought they showed them off good enough. Sometimes, like I said, I think they went a little too long on not everything. It wasn't like you because I was worried for a while. We were gonna be there for a while, but I think it was only like an hour 15 or something like that. Where Ubi last year was like almost 2 hours. So I was worried at the start, but luckily when it ended,
Yeah.
a little disappointed that we didn't really, other than Anthem. EA usually does that. Ubi sometimes, but EA is really prone to like, these are the games and we're just going to talk about them. I get it, that's what they do, but I still wish there'd be something a little bit more, you know, like, and a way out. Yeah, and that's why even something for me, it was the Star Wars one, obviously, just because they showed it off last year. I was expecting, usually that's what you show it off and then another follow up, but oh well. So yeah, I thought it was decent. Showed the games off good. Could have trimmed some fat, could have been shorter, but and Star Wars Battlefront looks great. I'm getting that day one. I'm very excited. So yeah, a 3 out of 5 for me.
Kirkland?
I think I'll rate it a 3 as well. Like, nothing blew me away. The Star Wars was obviously awesome, but a lot of times I felt like it was just dragging on. Like I said, that I wish the gameplay was kind of after the conference. I don't know. I just feel like it would have been a little smoother.
Yeah.
Got some good laughs, like that one guy, the YouTuber.
Yeah, that moment was a 5.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Sometimes there's cringy where it's like I can't look. Sometimes it's like funny.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I think it was you that said it earlier. Like, I feel like this is a conference that if I missed it, I would have just watched what I wanted to see on like YouTube
or the
something.
5-minute highlight package on IGN when it's like the best moments of the year.
Like watch the Star Wars gameplay, for example, and then like I would have been fine. I didn't have to see a lot of like the dude in suits, like
the dudes in suits.
Men in Blazers, actually.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
They're my
Blazers.
homies. Don't talk about them like that.
Roadkill.
But yeah, like nothing.
#roadkill.
Nothing like blew me away. Nothing made me like, oh, I hate this. So something in the middle. I'll go with 3.
I think I'm gonna have to agree with you guys. Obviously, I don't care much for the sport games, so I was kind of just like waiting those ones out. But they dragged on, but like not too long. And A Way Out is, I think it looks really cool. I'm excited to see more about that. The Star Wars gameplay was quite good. So yeah, I think I'd just have to drop it a quick 3. Nothing outstanding. It didn't drag on too long. I feel like if this was, you know, like later on like Monday, I might be like a little tired or something. And it's like maybe this did drag on longer. But to start out the show, like, I'm excited for E3.
It's Saturday,
so,
it's a weekend, we're all happy.
Yeah.
So, go ahead, Ian.
It was fine. I had fun watching it. It was good.
This is actually kind of funny because I'm actually going to agree and give it a 3 out of 5.
Wow, I'm so surprised because there's so many amped up
because it ended on Guardian Heroes, Galaxy Heroes.
It was a 5.
Yeah. Oh, Heroes. No.
I find that I didn't care much about most of the sports stuff they showed. As interesting as it was, I would have loved to have seen like a bit of NHL in there.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask.
They rarely show that off. They didn't. I don't think last year. When does it release later than the other games?
It's usually on
September. Yeah, it's really
strange.
Yeah, I don't think they showed
the last couple of games have been kind of. Have you been getting them?
I usually skip a year.
Yeah, okay. I skipped like 2 years, then I got it. I was like, this is kind of like the same. Like,
that's the sport game.
Nothing really. It is like
That's the way it goes for it.
that's why
the quality of the game makes no difference. It's purely like on what.
just
on
like the
what
rosters
disc.
get changed, basically.
Well, before you go, that is the game that I want to be the Battlefront or a game like PC where it's like they just keep getting add-on. They really, at some point, need to say, okay, we're putting out a game called Madden. You buy it, every year we'll update it, this and that. Like, done. Like, maybe you can do some paid DLC, but, like, that's the thing why sports games, you don't need to buy them year after year after year, because there's, other than new players, if you like someone really, like, it's the same game. Most of, like,
sometimes there's new
even,
features.
There is, but even at the conferences, they have a hard enough time finding something new to talk about. You know, that even they know it's like
Scorpio.
Yeah, let's talk about Scorpio. Let's talk about esports. Let's talk about the Men in Blazers. Like they always gotta like pump it up. They can never just talk about the game. So there's no reason. So that's my dream one day is to just buy a game called Madden and they just keep adding to it and it's perfect and done. And maybe you know. But
not gonna happen.
Kind of no. Didn't they change the name of like? Was it not called Madden for a year? It was called.
I don't think so.
Okay, it's worth a Google.
Okay,
American football.
Go ahead.
2016.
Yeah. No,
LNFL.
I if they had some NHL in there, that would have made it a little bit better for me. But the points that I give it is just that Star Wars really took it away from me. Anthem just has me really excited to see what the whole like kind of gist is with that kind of story and game, and then.
Tomorrow morning.
A point that just took it down a notch for me was I was really hoping to kind of see like a little nod or a teaser in the direction they're going with those 2 other Star Wars games or something. Much more than Galaxy of Heroes, for fuck's sakes. But
wow. Just hate this game.
I stand by a solid 3 out of 5. It was up, then down, then up. So, yeah.
Cool. I hope Xbox starts their conference talking about Galaxy Heroes. Just like, man, we're bringing the consoles.
Walk out.
We're bringing the consoles. That's the #1 game on the Scorpio. It comes with a bundle.
Oh.
Possible. It is possible.
Well,
one thing I'll throw out quick about regarding A Way Out. I think I would have preferred, or not prefer, just like appreciate if they showed like more like random indie games because I love seeing
Yeah.
new indie games.
I would love that.
If they had like a little segment, kind of like what they did last year, just show a few quick clips about just some random ones that they have in the works.
Yeah.
I think that would have been cool.
Mm-hmm.
Might have bumped it up a 0.5.
Well, that might be because there's an indie developer conference this year.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, which
So I kinda forgot
I still
about
gotta
that.
look. I still don't
I
know
totally
when the
forgot about
actual
that, yeah.
thing is happening. So
We're missing it right now.
yeah, Taylor Field. We're just getting started. So where can they find us all of E3 weekend?
All of E3 weekend. Well, if you're just getting on board now, you're coming at a perfect time. 'cause
You want to stay on
You
board?
got to skip E3 and you can join us
What?
now. Well, they can watch. As we said, they can just check out the certain highlights because they didn't miss much.
Oh,
So-
okay.
And skip the end, for fuck's sakes. But yeah, go into Google, type in Facebook.
He was gonna say type in fuck's sakes.
You might get
This
some-
fuck
Our
guy
new
save
podcast,
heroes.
for fuck's sakes.
Hashtag save animals.
We just talked about stuff that we just for fucks makes us go for fuck's sakes. Yeah, hashtag save animal.
Type in on your Facebook GeekVerse Space Podcast in the search bar where you'll find hopefully our non-bugged out, newly tested out live streaming.
For the watch
Whatever
alongs,
stuff
we're
is
It's
doing
a
on
little
one.
there.
rushed out. It's
Yeah.
not perfect, but you'll see our
Yeah.
faces.
Yeah.
As you can see, we're in a basement. We work with what we got, but I think all that matters is our pretty mugs and our great voices that spew out this great verbiage and thoughts from our mind.
We'll be that YouTuber soon.
One day we'll be on that stage messing up.
Roadkill.
Yeah.
Oh, Roadkill. That's his name
You
now.
get bonus points if you get the whole GeekVerse crew.
Yeah. Holy links, Taylor. Thank you for all that. GeekVersePodcast.com. We're starting the whole week, like I said. We got Xbox Bethesda tomorrow.
Yeah, what? That's tomorrow. When is
Yeah.
Xbox? What time is that?
I think it's like 10 or something, right?
Bright and
It's
early.
10 or 2. No, what was today?
10 or 2 is quite a difference.
Today was
It's
noon,
nice.
right?
Today
I
was
don't know.
noon.
I think it's 2 Xbox tomorrow. So I think it's not as early. Bethesda.
Either way, I'm sure if you Google E3 schedule, it'll probably pop up first, and we'll be there like. And after it's done, we'll have our episode up, and then
Mhm.
we're also doing the live stream.
Make
Yeah.
sure you're aware because it'll be in like 5 different time zones. So make sure you know what time zone you're in.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll be doing watch-alongs. We'll be doing the live breakdowns like this. If you're our podcast listeners, we're going to get them like right when we're done this. Dylan's going to go and upload SoundCloud right now, so they're going to be up there as quickly as possible. So we thank you very much for tuning in today, and I hope for the rest of the weekend. Now we got a Friday 13th review, we got a Mummy review, we got a whole bunch of stuff
We're
up
keeping
there.
busy.
So yeah, so the weekend is not going to be boring. Thank you very much for tuning in. See you later.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.